Yep, new strings for the baritone too. Some new reds.
Have you used anything else on this one?
What do you mean, use anything else?
Than the reds.
I've only put reds on this one since I've owned it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know, I've restrung it a couple times. I know you restrung it a few times yourself.
I just like the reds a lot. Like the texture, like the feel. I may do another ukulele with all nylon if I do much with the slide so that I don't get all the noise from the wound strings. So I'll probably do a whole red set on another baritone to do the slide stuff. Didn't say you're gonna kill it. You don't smack yourself in the face with the tail, right?
Yeah.
You didn't say it? Okay. I won't accuse you of anything you didn't do. These are U89s, I believe, right?
89U, yep.
89U?
At least that's what it says on the package, as long as we don't get
We know that that's
skunked again.
Not always been true and accurate, but one time out of 20, that's not bad, I guess. Track record for Aquila.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if every sports team won 19 out of 20 of all their games. Alrighty.
Now we're rocking.
And same thing here.
These are a little bit easier to see on camera than the clears too.
Okay. Around that. Back and around.
So the wound strings have what wound over? Keep the package sealed to keep them from oxidating because of
the silver in the string. There's actually a little bit of silver on it that will tarnish. It won't necessarily mean they're bad, but if they didn't do that and say they sat for a few months, you might open it up and have one purpley black string. I'm not sure why they only do it with the low string on baritone sets versus both of them. I'm sure they have their own tonal reason, but this one we shouldn't have any issues with doing the knot on any of them.
No, that knot's been working really good. Prevents much slippage in between playing. I don't have to tune a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
This holds the tune really well with that knot in it.
That's one that I learned from years of restringing classical guitars. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody else have it on there. I'm sure there's a million people that do it. So I just kind of had to figure it out on my own.
So we can call this the Brian knot in the video.
I guess, yeah. I'm sure I am not the originator for it, though.
Well, for this video you are. This is going to be Brian's knot at the top on the tuning pack.
This one. And then around this one part's kind of hard to show. Get my big old hands out of here.
Pretty nice.
If you can't get it through the back, you can always put it in right in the middle.
And slide it down.
And then just kind of
tug it down into the slot.
Slide it back down around like that.
Okay. That's what I do.
So, yeah, and I've got to look at
Tail out of it. Now I found, especially with ukulele, with classical guitar, it's not so much. With ukulele though, you really don't need to have any slack on the end. In fact, the least amount you can put on there, the better in the long run, because
That's how I've been doing it.
some of these will, this knot will, with this knot on the end, it ain't gonna fall off.
Well,
You're not gonna have
pull
that
it
issue.
snug and wind it from there.
You know, in case this string has got a weird bunch up on the end, so I'm just gonna go
Once in a
ahead.
while, it's like a sleeve that pulls off the inside.
What I think it is depending on how they make these, because they may make this a very long string and cut it individual.
I believe they do.
And if that machine tends to wrap back on itself and head the other direction, that's probably when you find that, which I'm sure happens reasonably often. Especially considering the core is not very rigid on these strings.
It's a nylon core.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And now we get to the actual red part in the Aquila Red,
Yeah.
which is copper powder. It's been impregnated, so to speak, or embedded. Maybe that's a better word. Into the string to make it denser so that it projects more. And you don't have to have as thick of a string, because the thicker the string, the less vibration, the less projection. So the red allows them to create a denser string to allow better projection.
Especially with the low tension on a ukulele. Quite loose.
Try to get up the ends a little bit. Sometimes I gotta take a pair of needle nose or pull it down into the slot.
Oh, I'll just loosen the other string. That's all that needs to happen.
Doesn't cooperate.
So you know what? I'm actually gonna add a little bit of extra length on this one just to make sure that it tucks properly.
That's okay. People think I just rewound the tape for about 10-15 seconds.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yeah, like I'm recording with the videotape inside my phone, right?
Yeah, yeah. VHS.
VHS, Betamax.
Yeah. Whatever that failure was that RCA tried to put out. In fact, really for that highest string, coming back and resting on that back edge is really not a bad idea.
Okay.
Because it does grip it a lot tighter.
Sure.
The reds, though, they do grip a lot better than plain nylon.
Hopefully you're not photographing credit card numbers. No, not in the shop.
That's yours. Signature on that. Would you like a bag?
No.
Beautiful. Not quite yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't say.
Almost ran out of tuning peg on that one.
You know, they always tend to grab right when you start running out, and I left no extra on that one either.
Right.
It's probably why with a lot of these Oscar Schmidts coming straight from the factory, those strings have too much winding on there, and I've had some break right away.
I don't like more than 3 or 4 nice wraps. That one there's definitely more than normal, but it should still be fine. Now, if someone's got a buzz on a particular string, it's usually because there's a fret that's higher than the others.
Typically a fret, especially if you notice that it just stops after a certain fret. So I mean, if it's buzzing up to the 5th fret, and you hit to the 6th fret,
and
it's no longer buzzing or anything.
Right.
Chances are that 6th fret's a little high.
It just needs to be tapped down or filed down.
Yeah, either tap down, which doesn't always work, because it'll end up popping back loose again a lot of the times.
So you normally file it?
Yeah, so if you do have a loose fret on or anything like that, the biggest trick, kind of trade secret with that is take a can of duster, the keyboard duster, and flip it upside down, and it'll spray CO2 versus just the compressed air, and it'll freeze the fret end. If you get metal really cold, it shrinks a little bit.
Right.
Then tap it back in, hold it there, and when it warms back up, it'll expand a little bit. That way you don't destroy the fret slot and make it just keep flapping loose in the wind.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you go to school, to be a luthier. Learn those little tricks. See, I learned a new one today. That's pretty cool. I never thought of that.
Actually, that trick was really popular with gunsmiths for a long time.
Ah.
With friction fit barrels, they would get the receiver hot and freeze the barrel.
There you go. So I'm getting a lesson on gun manufacturing too at the same time. 2 for 1 video.
Back. Since we got it close anyways.
Give you a little slack to
Basically just to get them down in there.
stick stuff where it needs to get to.
And not everybody might want to do this because I mean you could scratch something.
You could scratch, or you could get a hold of the wood and split it. So yeah, you gotta be a little bit
This one I'll have to loosen up a little bit more.
careful with it.
These two are already making their way down in there. I'll loosen up a little bit. There's one.
There we go. Nice and neat. Tune her back up. Back into tune. Right?
Yeah, we might have enough extra for a few
Little doodads.
little doodads. Not nearly as big as the other one. As you get about 2 loops, they usually tend to stick alright.
That's alright. They can live with little loops this time. I'm sure somebody will name condition after someone that has to have. Oh, that's right. They already have a name. OCD.
Yeah.
What? Ukulele loop compulsive disorder?
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. No, I don't have that.
We're actually just gonna make that one even.
Make one so it's not like the others.
One of these loops is not like the others.
Okay. And you got a call that it was in?
I'm sure I'll get teased during Thanksgiving about my loops.
Cool. Thanks. Because you give me something that's closer to a guitar, I'm even worse at it than regular ukulele. Not even a ukulele player. So where would this be at for this? What would that be? Trying to remember now. You're taking strings away from me and making me more confused.
That's it. If we want to drive a guitar player nuts,
Yeah,
we take
trying
away
to
two of his strings.
Yeah, change the tuning and I can figure it out. You just take strings away from me now. It's
Too funny. Well, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Thanks for showing everyone how to do a string change.
absolutely. Yeah, that did.
Yep, it's a pretty one.
Yeah, that spalted wood is cool. Keep debating on whether spalting my own wood or not. It's a pain in the butt, and I have a feeling it probably stinks.
Oh, I just like playing it.